I am Juan Salas, and I am happy to welcome you all to the 2023 Myers Park Commencement Ceremony. All graduates here represent the true definition of perseverance and hard work. Let's celebrate this moment with great joy. Bienvenidos a la ceremonia de graduación de Myers Park. Es un honor tenerlos presentes. Esta noche es para celebrar uno de los momentos más importantes de sus vidas. Todos los graduados representan la verdadera definición de perseverancia y trabajo duro. Espero que recuerden este momento con bastante alegría. In honor of our nation, please remain standing for the presentation of our nation's colors, followed by the national anthem. Our colors are presented by 4 of our graduating seniors. This will be their last appearance as the Myers Park Army JROTC Color Guard. Serving on this evening's Color Guard are Cadet Second Lieutenant Nate Batista, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Sam Tobin, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Logan McLean, and this evening's Color Guard is commanded by Cadet Major John Grind.
Good evening, members of the class of 2023, parents, family members, friends, and guests. I'm Anna Mahanti, president of the class of 2023. It is my pleasure to introduce the honored guests, Myers Park's administrative team, and this year's valedictorians and salutatorians. Please stand as you are recognized. Robert Folk, principal. Lenora Sanders Ship, Board of Education, member at large, and Myers Park parent. Lisa Klein, Board of Education, member District 5. Dr. Crystal Hill, superintendent. Nicole Porti, assistant superintendent of operations. Scott McCauley, chief compliance officer. Dr. Laura Rosenbach, central learning community superintendent. Our school representatives are Allison Davis, assistant principal of instruction. Courtney Armstrong, assistant principal. Tyson Jeffis, assistant principal. Michelle Richards, assistant principal. Brian Freeland, dean of students. Chris James, dean of students. Ebenezer Lancerio, dean of students. Thank you all for being a part of our graduation ceremony. It is my pleasure to announce this year's valedictorian and salutatorian. Our valedictorian is Katarina Sparling. Our salutatorian is Kate Herring. Congratulations. Today we celebrate the culmination of 13 years of hard work, perseverance, and dedication that each and every single one of us have put into making it here today. This tremendous achievement is one that has been undoubtedly earned through all the days we spent in the classroom and the countless hours we spent completing homework and studying. However, in the future, when we look back on our time at Myers Park, it is not an assignment or grade that we will remember. Instead, we will smile thinking about the memories we made with the people we met and the relationships we formed here. When I look back on my time at Myers Park, I will remember all the football games under the Friday night lights and the excitement built around the third quarter drumline performance. I will remember the school dances we spent, all sweaty, jumping and dancing together in the mosh pit, and the day we encountered a possum in the quad. I believe the reason that all of these memories have made such an impact is not due to the experiences themselves, but rather the people that were a part of them. The community and connection we have formed throughout these years are irreplaceable. We have grown up together within these classroom walls, pushed to be the best versions of ourselves by our peers, as well as our teachers, coaches, parents, and all the others who have supported us along the way. And although we leave our school community today to embark on our own separate journeys, the connections we built and the traits instilled in us throughout our time at Myers Park, ones of strength, resilience, and empathy, will never leave us. Graduates, this may be the end of our chapter together, but it is only the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. For the past 4 years, we have been told to make the park our own, but now it's time to trade the park for something bigger. Go make it your own, Mustangs. I cannot wait to see all the good that you will do. Thank you and congratulations.
Hello, Myers Park, class of 2023. Congratulations. We have all made it to graduation. But the journey isn't quite over yet. Everyone still has to make it across the stage without tripping into Colson's arms. Though if anyone's gonna trip, it'll probably be me. My English teachers here at Myers Park have ingrained in me the value of a good extended metaphor. And our nickname, the park, is low-hanging fruit for a plethora of nature puns. So as we all branch out into our different paths, let us take time to remember the roots that anchor us to the quad and to each other. What makes Myers Park so vibrant is the biodiversity of our park. And no, I'm not talking about the possums in our trees, occasional birds in classrooms, or bees at lunch. I'm talking about the vast array of different students that populate our class, creating the living and breathing ecosystem that is our student body. As one of the students given the opportunity to address everyone here, it's my job to appreciate that diversity and to reflect on the growth each person has and will experience. Our time at Myers Park most definitely taught us about ecology, linear algebra, and marketing. But what mattered more than any of that was giving us the tools to know how to learn and encouraging us to continue learning. Learning is the skill that makes us capable of understanding each other despite different backgrounds and identities. It allows us to create and work towards an image of a better world than the one in front of us. It allows us to approach the unfamiliar with excitement rather than fear. So whatever our futures look like, whether that's college, the workforce, trade school, or caretaking, I know everyone here will continue to foster this desire to understand and create solutions well into the future. I hope the growth our class represents will continue at Myers Park well beyond our graduation. The seeds of change many of our students' administration worked so hard to plant will continue to blossom, nurturing an environment that's receptive to student concerns, supportive of faculty endeavors, and that makes opportunities within and outside of the park accessible to all segments of the student body. The beauty of our Mustang community has always been and will continue to be our enthusiasm to learn, grow, and adapt. With the tools Myers Park has given us, we will continue to make the park our own. So with love, pride, and excitement for the future, roll Stangs. Next, I'm turning it over to our salutatorian, and the only reason I passed AP Physics sophomore year, Kate Herring.
Thank you, Katarina, for your remarks, and I'm so happy physics brought us together. Hey, y'all. Thank you for celebrating with us today. I hope everyone's enjoying the ceremony. Now, I realize that's not exactly how most people would open a speech. Hey, y'all is not formal, eloquent, or exactly inspirational, but it is me. And the fact that I'm standing up here willing to embrace that is a true testament to the strength and compassion of this Myers Park community. Sticking to a generic greeting would have been easy, but easy is not the lesson I will take from Myers Park. Nor is that lesson my knowledge of particle physics or even the stamina to handwrite 3 essays in just 2.5 hours. Thank you, IB Hoda. Rather, I have learned the value of integrity, collaboration, and hard work from our Myers Park students, teachers, counselors, and administrators. I would like to use this speech to thank you, Myers Park class of 2023. Thank you for our community. Thank you for our memories. As Anna said, I will never forget the excitement of Friday night football games, school dances, or the state basketball championship, but it is also the small moments that will stick with me. A friend once asked why I was smiling during class change. Kate, they said, is 9 in the morning. My only response was gratitude for the opportunity to see a familiar face, meet someone new, and debrief a calculus lesson all in the 7-minute walk to my next class. I hope we can all agree that Myers Park has taught us to tackle challenges head on. For me, the past 4 years have been some of the hardest, but also the most rewarding of my life, because we learned to lean on each other for support. I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for everyone here. Whether I saw you every day, passed you on my way to class, or haven't met you yet, you contribute to this special community. Our class would not be the same without your talent, perspective, and energy. Let us strive to bring the strength of this Myers Park community to our next stage of life as we lead with character, excitement, and confidence. I can't wait to see what this class will accomplish. Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome our principal, Mr. Robert Folk.
Before we begin this evening's celebration, I'd like to honor a senior who should be with us tonight and was taken from us much too soon, Baron Alexander Harris, Jr. We remember him tonight with an open seat in the front row. Baron's life was a blessing, his memory a treasure. He is loved beyond words and is missed beyond measure. Please join me in a moment of silence in memory of Baron Alexander Harris, Jr. Good evening and welcome, members of the Board of Education and other elected officials, Madam Superintendent, CMS district and school staff, parents, relatives, friends, and certainly graduates. Thank you for being with us tonight as we celebrate the accomplishments of this group of students, the Myers Park High School class of 2023. I am very honored to be here tonight and close one part of your life's journey while at the same time opening another. No matter how the park became your home for the past 4 years, academics, performing and visual arts, DECA, speech and debate, a host of clubs, leadership groups, athletics, or just high school, you have reached a moment of closure, one of new beginnings, one you should be proud. Graduates, look around. It is important to acknowledge those who have helped guide you all of these years. Please join me in applauding the teachers, counselors, and school support staff in attendance. With those individuals, please rise. And let us not forget the parents, guardians, mentors, and friends who have raised you and provided you the necessary tools for life. Please join me in applauding these individuals in the audience today. So a little story I have. When I was your age, maybe a little younger, before the rise of the internet and computer games, I liked to build model planes. Some of you may not know what those are today, so just imagine with me for a moment. Those planes came with many parts, a long instruction manual, and a dream I had of making them fly. I admit to you today that as much as I enjoyed having a plane as a finished product, I wasn't good at building them, and they certainly didn't fly. You see, I didn't learn lessons from building those planes until many years later. The lessons were simple but required a lot of reflection and patience, two qualities I did not have at the time. It turns out the whole experience of building model planes was not as much about making them fly as it was about letting the glue dry. Lesson number one, make sure you have the correct parts or supports in your life. Without the correct parts, the plane cannot be complete. Just without the correct supports, our lives cannot be complete. In your journey ahead, you will be faced with many obstacles and challenges. There are people and resources that will help you along the way. At each challenge, stop, check your parts, and make sure they're all in your life. This is as simple as asking for help and allowing those that care for you to guide and support you. Over time, you will learn which supports truly make you whole. Lesson number two, read the instruction manual. And that would be your choices and values. An error I always made building the plane was never reading the instruction manual. Many times I found myself frustrated because I made the wrong decision where to put a piece or left pieces out that were important to the whole. In life, we don't have an instruction manual, but we do have choices and values that guide us along our way. Always remember who you are, that's what you know, and whose you are, who you belong to. And make decisions that you and those you belong to are proud. Listen to the most positive people in your life. They have read the instruction manual and will help. You'll be faced with many choices, and only you can control how you use that instruction manual to make you whole. Finally, lesson number three. The most important lesson, and the one that would have allowed my plane to fly. Do not forget to reflect and let the glue dry. Like many young people, I was impatient and impulsive. I wanted to build my plane as fast as possible, soar it to the sky. The problem was, when putting the whole thing together, I did not allow the glue to dry. This simple act caused my dream to fail because, although the plane looked good from the outside, the minute it caught the wind and eventually hit the ground, it would shatter into pieces. You see, in life, sometimes you need to let your glue dry. The supports, choices, hard work in your life is what binds you and will protect you when you fall, just like the glue does for the model plane. You see, without the correct parts, or reading the instruction manual, or letting the glue dry, finishing my task became more and more difficult. When building the plane, I always wanted the task to be easier, just like sometimes we want our lives to be easier. I learned that the plane was only as strong as the effort I put into building it, just like our lives are only as strong as the effort we put into building them. As you begin your journey ahead, remember to stay close to your supports, make good choices, practice good values, work hard, and reflect often to let the glue dry. I cannot promise you that your journey ahead will be easy, but I can promise you all of these lessons will keep you happy and successful along the way. Maya Angelou wrote, "Let nothing dim the light that shines from within you." As we end this time together and look back, I hope that Myers Park High School has offered some light to each of you that will stay with you and shine forever. I am very proud to be your principal and friend, and I wish you the greatest success in your future. So, one last time, I need you to say it with me. MP. One more time. MP. Thank you. All right. Guess what time it is? It is now the most important time of the evening. Time for graduates to receive their diplomas. All right, this part's important, so I need you to listen. As a courtesy to other parents and families, we ask that you hold your applause until the last graduate's name has been announced. Since we have such a large graduating class, the names are called quickly, so loud applause and cheers do not allow the next graduate's name to be heard. Please respect the right of all families to hear their graduate's name on this special day. Thank you.
Tanush Chopade. James Richard Worrell. Colin Paul Bender. Kana. Isa Sanjak. Mark Ashley Owen. Mary Abdulhadi. Galacia Asensio. Claire Hope Ackerman. Dorian James Adams. Lisbeth Aguiar Martinez. Catherine Dayton Alexander Hayward. Porter Hampton Allison. Spencer Preston Almond. Lillian Catherine Altmeyer. Asaf Farsiani. Gina Nicole Anderson. Jackson Stewart Anderson. James Vernon Anderson. Paul Jordan Antonic. Chloe Ballard Antoon. Jane Nelson Arundale.
Gabriel Enrique Arieta Medina. Master Arviso Thomas. Dwayne Tyler Asher. Sophia Lynn Audino. Coco Isabella Austin. Tyson Malik Austin. Victor Osvaldo Avalos Ramirez. Anthony Edward Avalar Brizo. Berkeley Elizabeth Ayers. Umaya Babar. Allison Jacqueline Babral. Noah Badir. Amariana Latrice Bailey. Jemiah Marie Bailey. Leah Annie Anna Briles Bailey. Erskine Gary Baker. Zalon Alexander Balassi. Jamal Rahim Baldwin. Horace Leonard Ball. Jordan Hannah Banks. Nicholas Felix Barb. Sebastian Thomas Barbie. Brianna Michelle Barber. James Swanson Barber. Stella Grace Barbin. Damian Tyrese Bardell. Ariane Lachey Barnes.
Shanique Kimora Barnett. Meredith Christine Barr. Abigail Grace Barton. Mia Ann Basinger. Camden Thomas Baskerville. Nathaniel Dylan Batista. Kateria Shanae Balcom. George Manning Baughan. Benjamin Gordon Baum. Rebecca Joy Beasley. Ethan Cross Beatty. Davis John Becker. Jamari Sahir Beckham. Ethan Cole Beebe. Cade Emery Bender. Janae Caitlin Benjamin. James Edward Bernard. Quashawn Gerard Bessett. Thomas Huddleston Beyer. Tula Bikas. Anna Catherine Grace Bivens. Emerson Cole Blackwell. Michael Daniel Blackwood. Brown Patrick Blanton. Ethan Whitner Blunt. Griffin Thomas Baumfalk. Sophia Marie Borer. Francesca Olivia Bonfiglio.
Justin Reed Borstein. Marcos Giovanni Borreo. John William Boughton. Reese Bowling. Mary Michael Boyle. Farsain Taj Malik Bracy. Juliana Elizabeth Bradford. Kyle Gatewood Brading. Haley Isabella Brasser. Thomas Dwayne Brenner. Ekaterini Brica. Ayana Lachey Broom. Reginald Nicholas Browder. Aaron Spencer Brown. Kendall Claire Brown. Riley Catherine Brown. Shayla Monique Brown. Jacqueline Ruth Brownlow. Amarin Bree Boodsry. Cade Ernest Burr. Riley Gray Bullard. Ella Grace Bumgardner. Paige Marie Bunden. Lily Ann Bergen. Galen Austin Burnow. Santrez Javante Burns. Jazia Diatra Burris. Jazaria Rebecca Burton.
Clara Rose Butler. Sarah Roanne Bryan Butler. Wed Edward Byerly III. Caroline Jane Byrne. Henry O'Connell Byrne. Victor Carador Cabral. Paula Allison Callejas. Cecilia Caleb. Julia Hilton Campbell. William Lawrence Campbell. Caden Joseph Campolini. Haley Elizabeth Kennedy, Kimora Destiny Canny, Tanaja Fatima LaQuisha Canny, Brandon Josue Cano, Elise Marie Cano, Karen Abigail Cardona Videa, Alice Elizabeth Carpenter, Samuel Paul Carpenter, Charles Miller Carson, Chance Jamal Carter, Isabella Carvajal Gaham, Anthony William Castillo, Henry Ann Ellen Cawthon, Lily Bond Chambers, Jasiri Shaquan Champion, Logan Catherine Chase, Grayson Hilton Chesson,
Aaron Lewis Chestnut, Helena Elizabeth Henzal Childress, Sarah Alexandra Chittenden, Nicholas Jade Chow, Douglas Kristen III, William McNair Christensen, Joseph Foy Clark, Lila Elizabeth Clark, Michael Austin Clay, Reese Devine Clemens, Charles Edward Cochran, Paige Caitlin Coiron, Jack Taylor Cole, Danye Emmanuel Coleman, Gwinnetaria Nicole Coleman, Everett Davis Coleman, Avery Burns Caldwell, Hayden Marie Conrad, Elizabeth McGowan Connor, Kendall Lily Conrad, Carlotta Contreras Sepulveda, Kada Lily Cook, Covington Carlisle Cook, Davis Wayne Walter Cook, Samuel Joseph Copeland, Virginia Kenley Cornett, Addison May Cornwall,
Brianna Christine Cox, Lily Patterson Cox, Jackson John Crawford, Jemiah Crawford, Kendall Lee Crump, Melissa Cruz, Delaney Joe Kernow, Hansford Bethay Curran, Isabella Glenn Currant, Turner John Curtis, Charles Amir Dadka, Jacob William Degenhart, Thomas Davidson Daly, Caroline Davis Amase, Caroline Elizabeth Darwin, Ava Rice Davis, Calvin Jaquan Davis, Caroline Logan Davis, Kyron James Davis, Cooper Patrick Davis, Melina Sophia Davis, Sarah Catherine Davis, Jacqueline Alexandra De Paz, Mallory Eleanor Dean, River Dempsey, Cooper Jameson Durr, DeAndre Day, Trayvon Lamont Anderson Dean,
Benedict Jarrell Diaz Medina, Lyric Ruby Dickens, Watson Connolly Dietz, Serene Salazu Diop, Parrish Catherine Dixon, Eliza Ruth Dodd Tarleton, Lucy Areta Dofringer, Camille Amir Domingo, Javi Donagustin Meza. Sarah May Donnelly. Ashanti Lamaya Douglas. Mia Elaine Dover. Cecilia Jean Drendel. Lena Ann Drummond. James Kelly Dunleavy. Anna Wade Dupuy. Edward Lawrence Durham. Carter Samuel Edwards. Jasmine Michelle Edwards. Carl Casey Eller. Patrick Grayson Eismont. Samuel Ali Elisar. Nicholas Britt Elledge. Nelson Israel Arazo Sanabria. Lane Cheney Irwin. Charles William Euripides. Kendall Rose Evans. Luke Stanley Evers.
Ava Jan Ewert. Julia Nicholas Exum. Gianni Sofia Falzerano. Lee Benton Farmer. Lydia Miriam Farr. Paulo Andres Felhu Montes de Oca. Matthew James Fell. Riley Joseph Philibin. Aidan Elizabeth Areti Fennell. Sinclair Louise Fisher. Bella Sky Fishman. Emma Ann Fix. Elvis Noel Flores. Princess Yamileth Velasquez. Ella Holland Flynn. Rachel Michelle Flynn. Georgia Marie Foley. Marshall Hunter Follick. Soleil Foreman. Jalen Micah Franklin. Allison Jane Fritz. Jalen Amare Fuches. Nathan Alexander Gaddy. Sashwat Gujral. Grant Thomas Gala. Hayden Veronica Gala. Thomas Jared Gale.
Evan McDaniel Gaelic. Riley James Galvin. Abigail Elizabeth Garafola. Cameron Deshay Gardner. Joan McCammon Gaskins. William Rawson Gates. Evelyn Lee Gauze. Milichita Gavrich. William Getz. Natalia Gill Sanchez. Kimani Deshanti Gilmore. DeWitt Gurma. Cameron Mark Godsman. Caroline Meigs Golden. Ian Gonzalez Silva. Brenda Michelle Gonzalez Silva. John Paul Jones Goodwin. Latrell Emmanuel Goodwin. Stephen Avery Gudez Shaw. Shania Deshay Graham. Henry Calloway Gray. Sydney Jaree Gray. Walker Cooper Gray. Ben Noah Green. Tony Nathaniel Gregory. Logan Carson Grissett.
Latravius Marshawn Greer. Jackson Warner Griffin. John Cooper Fielding Grenda. Kate Montgomery Grissett. Dalton Thomas Grubb. Michael Bautista Guarda. Miles Monter Gubantes. Diego Andres Guerrero Velia. Nancy Lisbeth Guevara Guerrero. Jorge Samir Guzman Pena. Anya Olivia Guizdak. Raymond Holden Hahn. Eva Carmen Hall, Jana Monet Hall, Madeline Ellen Howler, James Clyde Hansberger, Noah James Harden, Pate Landon Harden, Jeremiah Albert Hardy, Hannah Reese Harkleroad, Gabriella Faith Harthen, Riley Cameron Haskin, Emmeline Ann Hasner, Jillian Elizabeth Hassall, Matthew Taylor Hawes, William Jingming Hay, Mark Grayson Helbine, Nija Virginia Henderson,
Torin Darrell Henderson, Connor James Hennessy, Laura Grace Copedge Henley, Kylan Yasmin Hernandez Contreras, Yolanda Hernandez Aka, Archer Lisbeth Herndon, Angelina Catherine Huron, John McPhail Herring, Catherine Flintham Herring, Michael Anthony Richard Hilger, Aliyah Hill, Emily Caroline Hill, Rowan Pierce Hinson, Colson Chase Hofert, Ashlyn Christina Holmes, Jacob David Holmes, Micah Carl Holmes, Cooper Michael Hood, Zoe Denise Hooper, Catherine Elizabeth Hovey, Peyton Hamilton Howie, Heidi Hulitz Sens, Nathaniel Watson Huff, Jordan Hughes, Mary Hope Sterling Mela Hunt, Isaiah Jamari Hurt, Robert Vaughn Hyde, Hope Elizabeth Hylinski,
Jocelyn Frances Jackson Bennett, Anaya Yvonne Jackson, Benjamin Gabriel Jacobs, Ethan Holden Jacobs, Sydney Ann Jarka, Jonathan Benjamin Jarrett, Jordan Elizabeth Jemsek, Juliet Vivienne Jenkins, Zamantre DeAndre Jeter, Krista Elizabeth Jimenez de Paz, Cole Bishop Johnson, Fabian Johnson, James Vandergriff Johnson, Tyler Quinn Johnson, Alexander Cave Johnston, Elena Jones, Kalura Monique Jones, Kamon Tyree Jones, Parker Harrison Jones, Thomas Kent Jones, Tiffany Maralina Jones, Anaya Sanaya Juniette, Colin Francis Joyce, Kimberly Jung, Jordan Taylor June Thompson,
Tarek Junazovich, Paxton James Kakasik, Elizabeth Kate Kokoras, Moses Andrew Konda, Maya Breckenridge Kaufman, Sean Tilden Kaufman, Marie Koch, Abay Kaushik, Lillian Grace Keller, Lauren Elizabeth Kelly, Lily McGill Kennedy, William James Kennerly, Muhammad Shahir Khan, Kason Blake Kiger, Isabel Nalty Killeen, Georgia Lane King, Liam Thomas Kinney, Lissy Camilla Coffey, Eklima Kohistani, Frances Helen Kozlowitzki, Mallory Jennings Kreth, Caroline Grace Koo, Lawyer Lynn LeMay, Daria Lapido Boaz, Daniel James Larson, Thomas Michael Larson, Carnte Dorian Land, DeAndre Lyndall Lewis,
Amy Nicole Lautenschlager, Brianna Sydney Law, Anna Rose Leahy, Oliver Wing Lee, Virginia Simmons Lee, Nicholas Hunter Legrand, Lang Diego Leonard, Fuller Elizabeth Lewis, David Lazama, Catherine McRae Lilly, Hunter Logan Lindsley, Grace Ellen Lloyd, Joseph Matthew Lloyd, Kenton LeBrian Lloyd Jr., Samantha Catherine Loico, Olivia Rose Lawley, Elizabeth Louise Long, Lillian Isabella Longy, Isabella Lopez, Marilyn Estefani Lopez Rivera, Mary Henley Lowe, Dennis Dean Lowry II, Lauren Palmer Lucchese, Jordan Stephen Lucente, Andrew Thomas Luff, Maya Leilani Lundquist, Caroline Nocti Lee, Jordan Angelique Lynch, Elijah Azaria Lynch,
Ian Bennett McNair, Mary Reagan Macon, Vrinda Mahajan, Lillian Mahoney, Dan Mazidi Melenda, Christopher James Mollis, Michael Luca Mancuso, Joshua Henry Mangan, Javion MacArthur Mann, Angie Nicole Marquez Noriega, Jimena Samantha Martin Gonzalez, Evelyn Grace Maslin, Brendan Jackson Mason, Lindsay Elizabeth Mattia, Kellen Crawford Matchett, Ivy Elizabeth Matchek, Paige Kathlena Makowski, Dylan Giovanni Wales Mayo, Marissa Lena Mazigi, Tyler Benjamin McAfee, Jane Gregory McBride, Logan Charles McLean, Kenley Jean McClure, Elizabeth Mackey McCotter, Lamaya Tonya McCrae, Micaiah Ayana McDaniel,
John McDowell, Cole Nguyen McEldenny, Hannah Cole McGee, Kenna Grace McGrath, Michael Luke McGrath, Jerry James McInnes, John Tyler McEwen, Allison Elizabeth McKinney, Madeline Danielle McKinney, Derek Godwin McKnight, Jr. Tamara Sinai McNeil. Eloise Ann Meyer. Brandon Arredondo Melchor. Lisandra Brillit Meado Moran. Gerhard Gail Mendoza Renteria. Grace Ann Murfield. Catherine Jane Murfield. Miriam Ann Middlesworth. Claire Briggs Millard. Brady Ross Miller. Christopher Ryan Miller. Caitlin Allison Masavag. DeAndrew Shumar Moffat. Anna Sarita Mohanty. Tariq Alexander Monroe. Anna Elizabeth Montgomery. Marie Margaret Montgomery. Andrew Douglas Moore.
Zaira Eliza Munoz Ramirez. Antonia Moore. Tamaja Antonio Morris. Jackson Fenway Morton. Mark Joseph McCarthy Jr. Moss. Jack Edmund Muckenfuss. Emily Way Munchow. Althea Honor Muldrew. Catherine Joan Monroe. Wesley Rivers Murr. Gia Madison Murray. Aubrey Wynn Myers. Chihiro Narizuka. William David Nauman. Tavion Maurice Neal. Deirdre Grace Neal. Ting Niang. Monquez Amari Nicholson. Angeli Marie Nyman. Brielle Dorothy Nugent. Walter Nilakawia. Aiden Michael Obringer. Catherine Laurel Obringer. Francesca Mariera Ocampo.
Virginia Decker Ogburn. Kofi Okra. Anthony Edward Amundsen. Jennifer Carolina Orante Silva. Maxfield Declan Orsinger. Mohammed Noor Osman. Maria Jose Osorio Herrera. Brian Michael Owens. Anne Gray Lobdell Oxrider. Julius Paul Pagan. Celeste Palacios Sanchez. Tyler Davis Palm. Sofia Manula Parej. Miles Jerry Parker. Pilar Lee Parker. Reagan Elizabeth Patterson. Reagan Clay C.I. Palish. Avery Gale Peacock. Robert Chapman Pierce. Eden Maya Perlman. Catherine Hayden Pierman. Peter Nilsson Perez Almanzar. Catherine Francis Perrin. Edward Brooks Peterson. Francis Shepard Peterson. Annalie Ruth Pettis. Ava Danger Petty. Jonathan Henry Fares.
Psalm Sian Putt. Blythe Marie Phillips. Davis Wesley Piat. Leah Pimentel. Brendan Edward Pinkley. Delilah Alexandra Pinkney. Ariel Lamar Pittman. Beatrice Callie Polk. Fidelia Inez Poole. Alex Poirier. Kelly Portillo. Giuliani Alejandro Portman Alman. Ariani Giselle Portillo Ortega. Charlotte Eleanor Powell. Miranda Cheyenne Powell. Luke Robert Priest. Emma Margaret Price. Evan James Price. Michaela Ann Pride. Ellen Catherine Pritchard. Eddie Maxine Prill. Aaron Whitney Puckett. Kim Quack. Carson Dean Randall. Jason Joseph Ratledge.
Nikita Rawat. Angel Redfern. Ava Rose Redman. Janie Lee Rybel. Diara Reed Latta. Mary Ann Rensher. Judah Equincy Renville. Elijah Thomas Richardson. Jacob Tanner Richards. Hold up. Marilyn Stephanie Riera. Jude Riley. Garrett Andrew Ritter. Riley Grace Ritter. John Paul Rivero. Virginia Margaret Roberts. Brianna Patrice Robinson. Natalia Danielle Robinson. Peyton Lane Robinson. Catherine May Rodden. Norma Daniela Rodriguez. Stella Karine Rodriguez. Viana Shermone Rogers. Lucas Daniel Ranesi. Nicholas Michael Ranesi. Natalia Sofia Roper. Alondra Nahira Rosa Augusto. Zacchaeus Solomon Rory. Naomi Marie Rosales.
Edward Elijah Rowland. Sophia Catherine Royals. Adeline Greer Russell. Anna Margaret Ryan. Elizabeth Coleman Rydell. Giamaro Sainez. Samuel Trisket Salem. Juan Jose Belisario Salas Gonzalez. Denelson Charles Salderini. Caitlin Pat Patricia Salderini. Avery Grace Salmon. David Lorenzo Sandy. Reed Felton Sapp. Maria Elizabeth Sarmiento. Albert Joseph Schilling. Elijah Clark Schmidley. Isaac Joseph Schmidley. Maxwell Hurst Schmidley. Evan Aubrey Schmidt. Alden Martin Schultes. Noah Jatan Searcy. London Sekor. Sadie Elizabeth Scott. Natalie Brooke Self. Alexander Soyster. Alexander James Schaefer.
Amelie Tahira Shakan. Joseph Gray Sharp. Emma Rose Shaw. William Howard Shaw. Emily Morgan Shore. Daniel Robert Shuta. Charlotte Elizabeth Simas. Sarah Grace Simas. Hold on. Francis Quinn Simcox. Sebastian Singh. Lila Grace Sladen. Ellis Baram Small. William Pope Smiley. Catherine Corbin Smith, Ella Louise Smith, Frances Fuller Smith, Harriet Grayson Smith, Henry Wood Smith, Jamin Olivia Smith, J. Anna Michelle Smith, Lila Rose Smith, Lindsay Ann Smith, Lucy Smith, Mary Martha Radcliffe Smith, Olivia Ann Smith,
Katerina Stubnova Sparling, Philip Stubna Sparling, Joanne Shihei So, Tyler Andrew Solomon, Seth Ryland Soria, Rebecca Blair Spear, Addison Lee Standley, Jane Ann Starling, Davis Kate Steele, Benjamin Otto Stevens, Phelan James Stern, Mary Ellis Stevens, Owen Andrew Stewart, William Chappell Stewart, Samuel Harding Stitcher, Parker Neal Stiles, Maddie Catherine Stillerman, Marguerite Nell Stoos, Cameron Grayson Stout, Sophia Campbell Strickland, Spencer Lee Strawman, Elijah Quinson Strong, Abigail Renee Studneck, Emma Elizabeth Studneck, Braden Michael Sudikoff, Jonathan Thomas Sullivan, Joseph Kipling Sullivan, Logan Cassidy Sullivan, Sophie Ann Rose Sweet, Lazar Sunder, Luca McKinley Terrace, Lauren Mackenzie Taylor, Charles Smith Tebbett, these are not mine anymore, Emmanuel Johannes Tefereri, Cameron Anderson Telford, Isabella Marie Tennant, Avion Joshua Thomas, Mildred Walker Thomas, Nyla Liaria Thomas, Sanaya Brianna Thomas, Ethan Kyle Thompson, Charlie James Thompson, Jackson Hollins Thompson, Zaria Lachelle Thompson, Andrew Drayton Thrasher, Vivian Elizabeth Thurner, Catherine Isabel Titty, these are all yours, Emma James Timko, Abigail Judith Tyrone, Caleb Austin Tischler, Sam Hurley Tobin, Maddox Toon, Quinn Elise Torres, Reeves Madeline Towery, these are yours,
John Tran, Kim Thien Trang, Henry Trieu, Stephanie Trigueros, Nathaniel Henry Titus Troutman, Andrew Michael Trong, Liang Trong,
Esther Chumayani Ideas Uche, Brian Joel Umana, Catherine Nicole Unger, Mary Frances Valbuena, Sergio Ruben Vargas Matamoros, Jonathan Vargas Vioso, Anthony Vasco, Jasmine Armani Velez, Jocelyn Abigail Vidal, Alexander Earl Vines, John Lawrence Dabbs Visor, Evangelos Vigeli Vlahos, Isaac Ferdinand Wabella. Amanda Catherine Charlotte Wagler. Elisha Miguel Walker. Jacob Andrew Walker. Kamora Lee Ross Walker. Nivea Michelle Janice Wallace.
Samuel Nils Walters. Stuart Atkins Walters. Benny Freeman Watkins. Isabella Grace Watkins. Patricia Vanessa Wiancoy. Reed Thomason Weichel. Tyler Harris Weinstein. Courtney Harris Weintraub. Andrew Butler Wellens. Lorcan Press Welton. Mackenzie Berlin Wyrick. Ella Grace Whitaker. Aiden Grayson White. Ashley Michaela White. Lola Harper White. Henry Ellis Wickern. Jackson Robert Wick. William Thomas Wilcox. Kylie Berlin Wilhelm. Catherine Grace Wilkinson. Kira Presley Williams. Sophie Caroline Williams. Sarah Catherine Williamson. Davis Scott Wilson. Grant Stephen Wilson. William Douglas Wingate. Madison Kimberly Wynn. Audrey Elizabeth Windrow.
Jacob Kimbrell Wise. Mary Catherine Wofford. Ella Woolman. Chanel Ebony Wright. Whitney Owen Wright. Mia Olga Zeras. John Michael Zarafakis. Isabella Avery Yeager. Anna Soon Yee. Destiny Victoria Young. Maida Carolina Zacharias Rosario. Catherine Margaret Zarzor. Jairo Zavaleta Sanchez. Chloe Margaret Zeck. Donald Zhang. Ella Simi Zollett. Julian Beckett Douglas Zarinskas.
You are all a really good class. I love you guys. I'm really, really proud of you. And let's give them one more round of applause. Now, this I have to get right, so y'all have to just give me a minute. Graduates, at this time, would you please rise? It's too early. Too early. Too early. Just wait. Be patient. My speech was about patience. Did you not listen? By the authority vested in me as the principal of Myers Park High School and by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School Board of Education, I pronounce you graduates of Myers Park High School, class of 2023.